Hello, everyone, and welcome to the DevOps Enterprise Summit Europe 2022 VendorDome. My name is Jessica Cregg, and I'm a developer advocate with LaunchDarkly. And I'm here today to talk to you, well, we're all here today to talk to you about speed and recovery. Now, as you may recall from the latest edition of the DORA report, elite performing companies were further ahead than ever before, amazing results. But most notably, however, the speed at which they deploy is now matching the speed at which they recover. Now, today I'm joined by two brilliant panelists who are about to go head to head, or if they see eye to eye, hopefully side to side, or side by side rather, in discussing how we can reach peak productivity in production. Now, this discussion is fully interactive, as we've laid out at the beginning during the keynote. So if you've got some questions for our panel or for our panelists, please put them in the channel Ask the Speaker track 4. We're currently live in track 4, and we'd love to get those answered for you. So let's go ahead and meet our panelists. We have Martin Woodward, Senior Director of Developer Relations at GitHub.
Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. I'm glad we're on. I'm glad we got through those difficulties. It's great to be here. So as you mentioned, I work at GitHub. Before that, I was helping a few different teams sort of roll out DevOps and DevOps culture change across their organization. So looking forward to chatting.
Amazing. Great to have you. And what hiccups? What do you mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. And we're also joined by Andy Martin. Andy Bold. Sorry, Andy Martin. I've merged your names together. I've created our first merge conflict of the session. We're joined by Andy Bold, Senior Engineer on the Platform Squad. Sorry, Andy.
Great to be here. So I've been with LaunchDarkly just rolling up on 2 years in a couple of weeks. Senior Engineer working on the Platform Squad here, and just moving into an Engineer Manager position to help the team over here succeed.
Congratulations, that's excellent news. And you think, given that we work together, I'd be able to nail this one part of the session. But anyway, let's kick things off by talking about developer productivity. And this might be one that's quite close to your heart, Andy, now moving into your new role. How long did it take you to feel productive when you joined LaunchDarkly, and what are your kind of thoughts about being productive as you move into your new position?
It was actually quite quick. It's one of the best onboarding experiences I've had. And I've been around the block. You can tell from the grey beard. I've been doing this for a while. And day one was all the usual onboarding, meeting lots of strangers. And day two was get your laptop set up. And it was just literally go here, download this repo from GitHub, run a script. And I was up and running. So really quick. I think on Thursday of my first week, I did my first deploy to production.
Nice.
So nice. Yeah.
Super fast. How does that compare with the GitHub?
Yeah, I mean, we've got a lot better. It was always like GitHub was an interesting one. It was always pretty good. It's all Mac based at GitHub, so you download the code, get up and running. But the code base has been around a while. It's sort of 11 million commits. I think when you do the clone, I think your local Git repositories, it's about 22 gig the folder takes. So it can take a while. It can take like 45 minutes just to clone the code, and then you've got to get all your prerequisites set up and do all that stuff, just like Andy was saying. So it could take a while to do that that local sort of Mac development. It was a lot better than things were when I worked over at Microsoft for a while. And I remember when I first joined there, the time to ship, the time to get something out into production, so like a time to null ship, was sort of when I arrived, it was like 9 months. It was pretty phenomenal because like we were shipping stuff in actual shrink wrap boxes. You know what I mean? So like to actually get something out there, it used to take a long, long time. And so, having the goal LaunchDarkly do when we do at GitHub of having people kind of deploying code in production with customers on day one of being in the company is kind of, felt a long way from there. We got close, and then here at GitHub we did some work, and I know you've done some work like sort of virtualized container environments as well. We did some of the similar work, which we've now productized, but everybody can use that. But it's we got it down to from like a couple of days to 4 hours, and then we've got it down to 15 seconds now. So if you want a new dev box, you can just stand it up in 15 seconds, which is it's faster than I can clone the code, and it has all the prerequisites. It's a 32 core machine. I'm sure it has fans, but I can't hear them, which is great. So it's a lot nicer to develop on than it was when I started, that's for sure. However, when I feel productive, that's a completely different thing that involves culture and all sorts of stuff. But yeah, in terms of getting code shipping to customers, we can do it sort of same day now.
open up a philosophical question there of does a fan exist if you cannot hear it?
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
yeah.
But how does what difference did that make to you like finally being like getting things down to that time frame? And Annie, I'd love to kind of hear like around your sort of container experience as well.
I think there's two aspects to it. I think there's two things. So one is, as a new person into a business, you're finding your place. You're meeting a bunch of new people. You've got a lot of new context and cognitive load to deal with. So having it as easy as process as possible to just get up and running and get working is important. And to do that without any stress and any problems. I mean, I've been not quite 9 months, but I've been on in past companies 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks before you're productive, and that's horrible as a new employee, because you feel like you want to be delivering value and you can't. So it's important, I think, from a self-confidence perspective, to be up and running and doing that deploy on the Thursday. Yeah, that was scary, because brand new company, if it goes wrong, oh my God, what's going to happen? But it was fine.
Yeah, and there's a lot of things kind of that fall into that as well, isn't there? Which I'm sure we'll sort of go through to get there, where you have that level of safety, both psychological safety and safety within the systems and resilience within the systems, to be able to enable people to do that. But to answer your question, Jessica, about how it affected me, it's meant that I've checked in code to GitHub. And because I'm like, I'm in DevRel, I'm a PM, you know what I mean? Like most of the time they try and delete my code, not let it run in production. But because I was able to very easily